Actually, yeah, that'll be fine there. Picard is starting to take some punishment. Her armor should be good enough to take it. 12 inches is not a lot. Well, 12 inches is on the light side for this period, but it is sufficient. She's certainly not a glass cannon, she's just a little bit on the light side. Oh. It looks like she's been knocked out. She's lost... Yep, she's lost her hydraulic power, which probably means her engines have been knocked out. She's also on fire. I need to look up what these Habsburg classes are. 12-inch guns. Slightly above treaty. 10.5 inches of armor. If we were stood on the treaty area, it wouldn't be a bad ship. And this is their post-treaty ones. I would like to take down one of these. But unfortunately, to reach the core, sometimes you've got to chew on the outside. Now we will put the... Oh, critical hit, fire control damaged. So, yep, you're down to a single fire control. That's why you always carry a backup with your fire control. It looks like we are going to finish off at least one of these battleships. Picard's reporting less than 50% of their ammunition remaining. I'm going to tell them to stop firing just for now, because I believe that battleship is dead. Now I'm going to change your... I am going to change your targeting to the Habsburg. And cancel that hold fire for 10 minutes. That had better be... Oh, you're firing your main cannons at her. Alright, hold fire. Hold fire for 10 minutes. Oh, she's shooting back. She should not be. Oh, those are the enemy transports. Oh, those are the secondary batteries going off. I'm hoping they focus fire on the bigger threat. Battleship's starting to report they're running out of ammo. He managed to miss with her torpedo. Go down to 20. Give your engines a little bit of a break. Alright. Frena's now running out of ammunition. We may send our heavy cruisers off after those transports. The more we sink, the more points we get. There's no point chasing this destroyer. Oh, is that a CVL? Ooh, tell me some more about that. I would like a piece of that. Knocking out enemy carriers would be a excellent way to finish the day. These guys had better retreat just for now, though. Go to squad max. Thena's now reporting that she's running a little bit dry. Hold fire for 10 minutes. Who has fire torpedoes? Oh, Claymore. Oh, you have stumbled right into that submarine. Take evasive action, little wasp. You don't need to lose you to a submarine. I'm hoping Claymore can take care of it. Destroyers do have a chance of sinking submarines if they're equipped with the right weapons. Alright, so we will tell our battleships not to fire. We'll sail back and we'll just keep them there as security. I want Fian. I want Jeanne d'Arc to chase down these light carriers. Fian's all-front armament is certainly starting to pay off. We've got a fire breaking out on board one of them. Oh, Picard, you took flooding damage, did you? Not a hell of a lot. Go down to cruise. You guys go down to 20. And where are our reports? So they reckon there is a BB heading that way. Continue steaming. Wait and see if we can get an update on that. Oh. Yep, so that destroyer is trying to get a fix on our heavy cruisers just by the way it's maneuvering. I may take the Jean Bart off, the Sarkouf and Jean Bart, and I'll get them to engage. Very successful bombing run from our bombers. I am concerned, however, that they do seem to be getting rather close. We will send out another raid. How many aircraft do we have ready? Oh, we have fighters ready. So we've lost a few aircraft. That is a shame. We'll take out the dive bombers. Oops. And I want to change the target to there. One damaged airship crashes while landing. Go back to AI control and just do your job. Now that destroyer hasn't managed to do any damage, but he has, unfortunately, managed to slow us down enough that we're starting to lose contact with those carriers. Yes, pick up survivors. We have the luxury of time at the moment. I want you to look around there. Oh, they're trying to launch aircraft by the looks of it. We're just going to vary our course. A bit of a pain for the old gunners, but better than eating a torpedo this close to these enemy destroyers. Not bad destroyers, they don't have a lot going for them, but they're not awful. Not sure where the extra weight's going if they've only got that many torpedoes, maybe in the engines. Our aircraft are starting to search for enemy ships. Fiend is exceptionally faster shooting her guns than John Dark has been. Perhaps John Dark's turret arrangement means she's managed to spare a few more shells. Our aircraft are returning. We are again having a very large, very extended engagement. Oh, so apparently they have found some enemy ships. Where is that? We lost one aircraft. So they are up there. May send the battleships to re-engage and just make sure it's a done thing. Oh, yet again, picking up survivors once more. Spirit of a Saint. Only 60 men made it off that aircraft carrier alive. Our light cruisers seem to be running out of steam here. say it's heading north. Very unusual. Well, we've got 6 hours until nightfall. Go to force feed. Then I'll let the aircraft. I'm going to let our aircraft carriers recover their birds. So that was a bad strike call. That's my fault. But we had 2 conflicting ones, and I chose the one that would have been more devastating had it been true. But it appears that the Austro-Hungarian Navy is rather maybe trying to sail around Corsica and get along the Italian coast. Yeah, I would do the same thing if I was in this position. We will have to see just how many aircraft we have ready to go. Only some dive bombers, and these are our recon ones currently. We will launch a strike out there. They will land before nightfall. Off you go. Au revoir. Have fun. Fiend appears to be reduced to bad language. Your Fiend has fired all of our ammunition. And we have... Okay, we can't actually catch up to them because of sea state. Alright. Well, go to 20 knots. And we'll just push them towards Toulon. Luca! Well done. One less enemy submarine. France is pleased. If they're out there by now, they would be about there. So we'll send. That's where we'll send our aircraft. I would like it if another group from Toulon arrived. What is happening there? Oh no, those are turrets. Where are aircraft? Doesn't say. Alright. Very well. But yeah, there's not a lot these ships can actually do right now. What are you? You should be a 6-inch battery. You're a 12-inch battery. Only singles though. Well, we'll see. 12 inches should come into range in the next 15 minutes in game. Our aircraft have not managed to spot anything. My disappointment is immeasurable. Okay, so that gun battery is now opening fire. Okay, go to your max speed. We'll see if we can pin her against the coast. There's only one way the Austrians can really go, so we will sail for that. It looks like some of our enemy aircraft. Don't know where they're going or whose squadron they are. They appear to be from a carrier, just by the group size. Yeah, so that's the ground-based team. Unless there's 2 squadrons of them at this base. May put Picard. Yeah, she's starting to get a bit of flooding here or there. Actually, she's got some really bad flooding, so we may sail her towards Nice and call that a day for our battleships. We didn't get all the transports, but we certainly seem to have gotten enough of them. Leave the destroyers, go for the... It's not as juicy a target as a fleet carrier, but... it's not a bad way to finish off the last of these guns. Currently the team... Well, Fian's still firing the last of her 10-inch shells at it. She's getting more than 1 round a minute out of 10-inch guns. It's very impressive, Fian. Not sure how realistic that is, but... her fire is slowed down a little bit. That's a little bit more realistic. Fian, you are completely dry. Yep. For the Jeanne d'Arc to finish up. In fact, we may order a flotilla attack. That is an extremely long-range torpedo yet again. Are you confident about that? No, you're going to have a second go and make sure this time. I'm willing to call that a day. But we may just wait out the storm in Saint Florent. And we'll put these guys up in Toulon. Yep, I would like you to enter Toulon. Yes to all. So they'll stream in there and they'll just wait out the storm. Yep, there we go. So we have no aircraft airborne. Unfortunately, that strike did not hit. Oh, we do have a few. We have some fighters on cap. Okay. At least our destroyers aren't getting damaged by the weather. That can happen if you get a really severe storm. At the moment, it's just any ship that's gotten hit below the waterline is starting to creak a little bit from all this. Yep. and just gently wait for night to fall. I would call that pretty disastrous for the Austrian fleet. I imagine there's a naval planner somewhere who's locked himself in his office and is quietly ending his naval career as we speak. It'll be interesting to see the numbers. I'll say that much because I don't believe we've lost a ship today, which is the way we want it. And I believe we have gotten at least one heavy cruiser, one battleship, and one light carrier. Not a bad day's work for the old French Navy, if I do say so myself. Okay, let's take a look. Yep, so we lost a corvette. Well, let's just say that it stacks up very well. We got two battleships and one heavily damaged. And we had a case of mistaken identity. There were no battle cruisers. I think that means we've sunk both CVLs. Indeed. And 6 destroyers. And a few auxiliary ships. So that must have been the transports. Okay, so more than 5 merchants survived. But they have taken a massive loss. It did not help that we had probably 2.5 times the aircraft that they did again. For relatively even. Well, actually, no, they've lost more because they lost a few. Lost a few in the hangars. We'll just get the ship's details. So that's the Habsburg and the Budapest sunk. Marburg herself, Cormorant. Content. So Fian's mothership, Bronin's mothership, manages to get away from us once more. I am interested in that Kaiser class. Are you a Kaiser class? I can't tell. She did good work though. Yeah, that's a pretty good hit percentage. Trody, for the brief period of time she was in contact with the enemy, did fairly well. We've got a few other light cruisers hanging around. And the rest is airship bases. Okay. Oh, so we've got the Falky and the Cormorant. Okay. And so there's no way that must be the Kaiser class that turned up, because the Kaiser class was the one that managed to turn around early and get away. But next time it won't be able to chuck its older battleships out as fodder for the French guns. Oh, we may have another double episode. We'll just look at the flagships. A very confusing advance there. Well, if you can make heads or tails of the spaghetti, you let me know. Oh, dirty dogs. They went much wider than I thought they would. Yep, that's the Habsburg class. Oh, we will go back to the screen. Yep. 2 prestige. Wham bang. Thank you, Lamb. And I will see you all next time. Ciao.